Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very important segment. Share this everywhere. Notes show, this is NPR, notes show Trump pressing DOJ leaders to not recognize the official numbers. CNN, Trump to DOJ last September. Say everything was corrupt. Yahoo News, Trump urged Justice Department officials to declare everything corrupt. This is unbelievable. It's unprecedented. His criminality knows no bounds. There are lawyers on Twitter, and thank God I'm no longer on Twitter, but there haven't been for 3 years. You should get off as well if you're still on it. But there are lawyers and legal scholars saying Trump committed crimes. You have the entire American political establishment Republican as well. Just look at Adam Kinzinger, who cried for one atrocity, but doesn't cry for the atrocities committed. 1 to 2 billion in property damage. Actually, it's billions more. I'm just 1 to 2 billion in terms of insurance claims. And then 25 lives lost, according to Wikipedia. He didn't cry then, did he? I wonder why. Maybe he's an actor. Maybe they're all actors. Maybe the only person who isn't an actor is Trump. You can say what you like about President Trump. He's not perfect, but he's not an actor. He actually doesn't care what you think of him at all. That's one of the reasons 74 million Americans vote for him. He's not sanctimonious. He doesn't pretend to be morally superior like Democrats who allowed the eviction moratorium to just end. They could have spent the past week, instead of having a committee, trying to blame Trump without ever even charging him or indicting him in a court of law, simply for public relations. This was I should say, a different type of Green New Deal resolution, which was another public relations stunt that didn't work. A Green New Deal legislation is needed if indeed you believe 12 years will begin, the planet will end in around 12 years, or the process where the planet begins to end is 12 years from now. If you truly believed that, you would pass Green New Deal legislation, not a resolution. If you truly believed that Medicare for All would save lives tomorrow, you would then have a floor vote. You just vote on it. But it's all a racket and a scam. And it's like, Brian Stelter of all people said that Trump supporters were like in a cult. Actually, the actual psychological blind obedience, blind allegiance, cult-like political entity is the Democratic Party. They state claims, categorical claims, and they never back them up. If Trump is guilty of crimes pertaining to January, why haven't the mayor of D.C. or the attorney general in D.C. leveled charges at him? If he's guilty of a criminal act for pressuring the Department of Justice, then why doesn't the Department of Justice, you have Merrick Garland going to bat for Democrats pertaining to voting laws, why don't they indict Trump? Why don't they charge President Trump? I'm going to harp on this forever. It's very important. Every categorical, grandiose claim that Democrats make, Trump is responsible for this. He downplayed this. William Barr misled or mischaracterized. These are all words he pressured. These are all words that emanate from morally superior, the sensibilities of morally superior liberal Democrats. They can't back up their actual accusations or allegations against Trump. They talk a lot, and they're right now, there's a moment in time where they think, yet again, that they're going to control the media narrative forever. That's not going to happen. They have every single possible advantage, and still 74 million Americans will vote tomorrow for Trump again, probably more, a lot more people. We had record low unemployment with Trump, and now we have an eviction moratorium that's ending with Biden, when it's Democrats who said, you are not who you are. Biden said this. You're not who you are if you don't vote for him. And then you have Logan Paul the other week saying, okay, we are this type of country. Well, if that's the case, and he's bringing up mass incarceration, does he know that Biden wrote the 100-to-1 sentencing disparity within that crime bill? Does he know that it was Biden and Democrats and the Clintons and good, morally superior Democrats who pushed for the era of mass incarceration? Hit subscribe to this channel right now. By the way, there's a super thanks button to people who want to support this channel, and it's like basically super chat for the uploads. I want to thank you so very much. On my last upload, I want to thank, there is, let's see, I've been thanking people every single segment because you are awesome. You are absolutely awesome. Going ahead, let's see. Thank you. So I'll give you a shout out every segment if you contribute to the super thanks. Benjamin Rizzo, thank you very much for contributing to the super thanks. And I want to give you just a shout out and a thank you for that. Benjamin, thank you so very much. I have thanked people in prior videos as well. I will give you a shout out and thank you for the super thanks on this video, next video. So I should have a live stream at around 10:30 p.m. Pacific this evening. So be here. But ladies and gentlemen, so the super thanks, if you want to support this channel, that's a fantastic way. It's below. It's right next to the. Like and share buttons below. But ladies and gentlemen, all you have to do is simply ask basic questions. I know it's like monotonous to hear me say this, but why don't they indict Trump for tax evasion? Why don't they charge him with collusion? Or the statutes pertaining to collusion, which actually that you could use against Comey and McCabe. I wrote about that in The Federalist. You can go to hagoodman.com to read my writing in The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon, The Jerusalem Post, The Federalist, other publications. But ladies and gentlemen, it's like they make these statements every single day simply because of PR, public relations. Public relations. This is advertising, marketing. They're selling emotion. They're selling suspicion. That's their goal. And they're catering and pandering to liberal sensibilities. He pressured the DOJ. Oh my God! What a crime against humanity. He pressured the DOJ. Oh no, he pressured the DOJ. Then indict him. Then charge him with a crime. Otherwise, stop tearing apart, like the country's being torn apart, not by President Trump. It's by the apoplectic reaction to everything he does. Okay, so he wrote a memo to the DOJ, or he didn't believe the results were accurate. Yeah, so what? Get over it. Get over it. You called him illegitimate from day one. They spent 4 years blaming Russia for their loss in 2016. Then they turn around and say, just like with Kavanaugh and with Biden, they have no set value system. It's okay when they do it. It's not okay when others do it. They're outraged when, here's an example. Pelosi calls Kevin McCarthy a horrible name. Okay? I'm not even going to bring up the name. It's a horrible name, right? Or a disparaging name. Okay? Nobody says anything. Kevin McCarthy then says, I can't wait to take back the gavel in 2022 because House Republicans, it's going to be a political catastrophe for Democrats. Republicans will take over the House. Then they're going to impeach Biden eventually from his son's emails, which are pretty, that actually, we'll see how many people blow the whistle or come out of the woodwork or come out of the United States government saying, oh yeah, that's right, they did commit crimes. Probably not many. The system is so skewed. It's such a double standard, it's unbelievable. But anyway, you have a situation, ladies and gentlemen, where I forgot where I was going, like I usually do. But you have a situation where they're selling emotion. They're selling specific emotions. Suspicion is what they're selling. It's not working. Oh, here. Then Kevin McCarthy says, oh, well, yeah, I'm going to have a hard time, holding myself back from hitting her with it. Okay, it was a joke. And then you have congressmen, haven't we had enough political violence from Trump? It's like, you can't even prove that in a court of law. And you were bailing out protesters, and there were Democrats saying, get in people's faces. Do you think maybe that led to the political catastrophe we had before November? The chaos and mayhem on the streets of America that you completely ignored? And where are all these where was Logan Paul protesting? Was he? Was he protesting? Where were all these YouTubers on the left protesting for 4 or 5 months prior to November? They didn't because they were afraid for their safety, almost certainly. These people are also selling a whole lot of nonsense in terms of emotions also. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now to this channel. If you want to support me via Super Thanks, the Super Thanks button is below. Thank